Okay, so good day everyone. No? And welcome to organization and management in government institution. So public administration consists of the activities undertaken by the government to look after its people or to manage its affairs. No? The concept of public administration seems pertinent to understand the meaning of the terms public and administration separately. So the word public stands for the people of a definite territory or state. So as the will of the people of a state is represented by the government. So the word public also connotes a specialized meaning, no governmental. No? The English word administer is derived from the Latin words ad and minister, no? Which means to serve. Thus, simple words administration means the management of affairs or looking after the people. So public administration is the complex of governmental activities that are undertaken in public interest at different levels, such as the central, state, and local level, or the national level in our country. It is essentially deals with the machinery and procedures of government activities. It is a means by which uh, the policy decisions are made by the political decision makers. Public administration is a decision-making, planning the work to be done, formulating objectives and goals, working with the legislator and citizens of organizations to gain public support and funds for government programs, establishing and revising organization, directing and supervising employees, providing leadership, communicating and receiving communication, determining work methods and procedures, appraising performance, exercising control, and other functions performed by government executives and supervisors. It is the action part of the government, the means by which the purpose and goals of the government are realized. Again, public administration translate the policy goals set by political decision makers, provides goods and services to people, and implements socio-economic development programs for all-around development of society. With the emergence of democracy and the concept of modern welfare service of national or the government activities have increased by leaps and bounds. No? Initially, the governmental activities were mainly limited to maintain the law and order, collection of revenue, and protecting the citizen from external aggression. But nowadays, the government has take care of its citizen from womb to tomb. No? It means the government has to provide various goods and services to people from birth to death, and even after that in the form of taking care of the family of deceased. And to give us more details about the topic, let us all welcome our presenter. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Sir, good morning. Start na po ng presentation, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Good morning to each and everyone. I am going to present a topic about foundation of public administration. What is public administration? Sa nasabi na po ni Sir, it means governmental administration that operates in a political setting. Its focus is specifically on public establishments. The study and practice of public establishment is called public administration. It encompasses the management of public agencies that carry out public policies in order to fulfill the management of public agencies that carry out public policies in order to fulfill state purposes in the public interest. Since the government provides services for the people in the public interest, the administration of government affairs is known as public administration. Public administration can also be seen as the activities of groups cooperating to accomplish the common goals of government by safeguarding such frontiers such maintenance of law and order, communications, public health, education, etc. In managing public affairs, public administration focuses principally on the planning, organizing, directing, coordinating, and controlling of government operations. The evolution of public administration. There are 5 stages in the evolution of public administration as a discipline. First, the politics administration dichotomy. Next, principle of administration, era of challenge, crisis of identity, and public policy perspective. In politics administration dichotomy, I will just share to you some highlights of this stage. During this stage, Woodrow Wilson, the study of administration, was the first to present the demand for separation between politics and administration. His claim to distinguish between politics and administration was reinforced in the early 20th century with the publication of Frank Goodnough's books, Politics and Administration, a study in government in 1900. He is known as the intellectual father of American public administration. In this stage also, the New York Bureau of Municipal Research was established in 1906 to make local government work as a success. And in 1911, the organization established the first school of public administration known as the Training School for Public Service. The 1926 is very important year in the theoretical discussion of public administration because this year, L.D. White published his book, Introduction to the Study of Public Administration. This book is considered as the first textbook on public administration, and his book highlights the politics administration dichotomy more clearly. In the next stage, in 1927, considered to be the beginning of the second phase of the evolution of public administration. As the book Principle of Public Administration by W.F. Willoughby was published in the same year. The book is considered the second most important publication in public administration after White's book. In this stage also, Frederick Winslow Taylor's book, Principle of Scientific Management, speaks to the application of 4 numbers of principles to enhance the efficiency of the organization. In addition to Taylor, Gantt, or the Gantt chart, Gilbert, Law Process chart, and H. Emerson, the 12 principle efficiency, similarly spoke of applying scientific principle to repeat skills in the industry. Overall, these ideas are called scientific management school. This phase is basically called the golden age in the history of public administration because the aspect of the intellectual practice of public administration peaked at this time. Here are some famous administrative theories help to give a different dimension of public administration. Author Henry Fayol, his book General Industry Management. Mary Parker Foley, Creative Experience. James D. Mooney and Alan Riley, Onward Industry, Principle of Organization. Gulick and Orwick, Papers on the Science of Administration. Also in this stage, Henry Fayol introduced the 14th principle for better outcomes from the administration. These are the can see in your screen. Kita ba sa screen, sir?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Division of work. Number 2, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity of command. Number 5, unity of direction, subordination of individual interests to general interest, remuneration, centralization, scalar, and so on and so forth. Also in this stage, Gulick and Orwick, the post the curve is particularly noteworthy. This is the acronym for 7 functions of the administration: the planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting, and budgeting. Also in the stage, James D. Mooney and Alan Riley provide 4 principles for increasing administrative efficiency: the coordination, the scalar process, functional differentiation, line and stop. In this phase, public administration focuses only to increase the efficiency in administrative work. Muhit Batakaira rightly observes that the public aspect of public administration was virtually dropped at this stage, and the focus was almost wholly on efficiency. This stage can be called the stage of orthodoxy, as efforts were underway to delineate firmly the boundaries of new discipline of management. Public administration merged into science. In the next stage of the evolution of public administration is called the era of challenges. The way in which public administration has developed over the years, its emphasis on the principle has faced some intellectual challenges with the publication of Chester Bernard's book, The Function of the Executive. In this phase, the evolution of public administration, basically, the theoretical concept of public administration is changed from 2 perspectives. First, a new generation of theorists thought that the dividing line between politics and public administration was never possible. Second, the administrative theories that have been published in 1940 criticized administrative principles. The question arises as to whether there is universal and ultimate principle in the administration. In the book, Elements of Public Administration, edited by F.N. Marx, all the writers through their articles point out the utility of the dividing line between politics and public administration that has been prevalent for so long. A new group has set out to promote the idea that the scientific management is not the last word in administration. The group is known as the Human Relations School. Researchers such as Elton Mayo and F.J. Ratlesberger concluded that there's research that inhibition of principles and their application alone do not lead to the improvement of production or production methods. In this stage, Herbert Simon welcomes the application of scientific ideas in the field of administration and management. He represented the rational decision-making model by exposing the ambiguity and inconsistency of the theory of scientific management. Robert Dahl also, like Simon, believes that it is not a matter of inventing or applying advanced methods or techniques of administration, but judging the social, historical, sociological, economical, and other environmental forces in the social sphere in which the administration is formed. In this stage also, Dahl has argued that there are 3 problems in the scientific theory of public administration. Next phase is the crisis identity. In this stage, several subtopics emerge in the subject matter public administration. The topics were new human relationship theory by Chris Agris, Douglas McGregor, Francis Likert, and Warren Dennis. Other emerging concepts, comparative public administration by F.G. Riggs and others, development administration, Edward Wider, F.W. Riggs, and the last, administrative development by F.W. Riggs. On the fifth stage of evolution, another recent development is the public policy perspective. Another recent development of the administration is the discussion of public policy perspective. It gained popularity through pluralistic interpretation, communication theories, and the science of modeling truth. The aim of this theory is to establish which social, political, and economic or personal forces are effective in policy making. Robert A. Dahl, James Wilson, Charles E. Lindblom, Ezekiel Dror, and Vincent Ostrom all point out the mutual importance of different forces, social, political, and economic, environmental, in policy making. Dwight Waldo, Wallace Sayre, Peter Self, and others have emphasized the concept of administrative public policy. They want to spread the concept that politics is the environment of administration. They are interested in judging the administration in terms of relevance, values, democracy, and change as much as in politics. This new trend of public administration is known as new public administration.
Hello, sir. Good morning po. Good morning, Sir Bautista. Sorry to
Opo.
interrupt po, sir. Ito pong slide niyo, sir, hindi po siya nagmo-move? Or ito lang po talaga yung slide tapos dinidiscuss niyo lang, sir, yung evolution of public admin? Hindi po siya gumagalaw, sir?
Hindi po kasi nakalik po kasi pero ba't hindi na-share sa screen? Share
Opo,
na
hindi po siya nasi-share, sir.
Sige po. Ano ko na lang po, ma'am, i-upload na lang po doon sa ating group chat. Kasi hindi po na-share eh.
Okay po. Thank you po.
Sige. Thank you, ma'am. F.W. Riggs, Donald Stone, and John Montgomery, Edward Widner, Frederick C. Monser, and others who have conducted significant research on development administration in this, tapos na po tayo dun sa evolution. We will go to the public administration in the Philippines. Public administration in the Philippines has its foundation deeply rooted in historical, cultural, and administrative context. The evolution of the country's public administration can be traced through various phases, reflecting changes in governance structures, societal needs, and political ideologies. Understanding the foundation of public administration in the Philippines requires a comprehensive look at its historical development and key principles. Historical perspective. The Philippines public administration has been significantly influenced by centuries of Spanish and American colonial rule. Spanish colonization introduced bureaucratic structures and centralized governance, while American colonization brought in modern administrative concepts and democratic ideals. Post-independence era. With the Philippines gaining independence in 1946, there was a need to establish a government that reflected the aspiration of a newly liberated nation. The Philippine government adopted a democratic system drawing from both Western and indigenous influences. Public administration in the Philippines draws from various theoretical frameworks that guide its principles, practices, and policy making. These frameworks provide a conceptual basis for understanding and analyzing the complexities of public administration. In the Philippine context, Some of the prominent theoretical frameworks include: first, new public management. It emphasizes efficiency, effectiveness, and customer satisfaction in public service delivery. It advocates for more business-oriented and market-driven approach to governance. Next is good governance. It emphasizes transparency, accountability, rule of law, and participation. It focuses on the ethical conduct of public officials and responsiveness of government institutions to the needs of the people. Decentralization and local governance emphasizes the delegation of authority and resources to local government units to empower them in addressing the unique needs of their communities. It promotes local autonomy and participatory governance. Public choice theory applies economic principle to the study of public administration, assuming that individuals act in their self-interest. It examines how public officials and agencies make decisions based on their own preferences and incentives. Administrative state theory focuses on the role of the administrative state in addressing societal issues and delivering public services. It acknowledges the need for a competent and efficient bureaucracy to effectively implement policies. Post-bureaucratic governments challenges traditional hierarchical structure, emphasizing network, collaborative, and flexible approaches to governance. It stresses the importance of partnership between government, non-government organization, and the private sector. These theoretical frameworks provide lenses through which scholars, policymakers, and practitioners in the Philippines can analyze, evaluate, and shape public administration practices in the context of the country's unique history, socioeconomic conditions, and governance challenges. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so foundation of public administration again refers to the fundamental principles, theories, and concepts that form the basis of the field of public administration. The public administration is the implementation of government policies and management of public programs and services. And the foundation of this discipline can be understood through various key components. Firstly, the historical evolution of public administration traces its roots back to ancient civilizations such as the Roman Empire and ancient China, where organized system of governance and administrative functions emerged. No? Over time, these principles were refined and adapted to the changing needs of societies. Secondly, the theoretical foundation of public administration encompass classical, neoclassical, and modern perspective. Classical theories often associated with scholars like Max Weber emphasizes hierarchical structures, bureaucracy, and formal rules. Neoclassical theories introduce concepts like human relations and emphasize the importance of human behavior in organization. Modern theories focus on the dynamic nature of public administration, considering factors such as globalization, technology, and the need for flexibility in governance. Thirdly, the role of public administration in a democratic society is crucial, no? Because it involves translating the will of the people as expressed through elected representatives into actionable policies and programs. So public administrators are responsible for implementing and managing these policies efficiently and effectively. Another is ethics and values play a significant role in the public administration. Administrators are expected of course, to uphold ethical standards, ensuring transparency, accountability, and fairness in their decision-making processes. So public trust in government institution relies heavily on the ethical conduct of public administration. Additionally, the study of public administration encompasses a broad range of disciplines, including political science, sociology, economics, and law. So, this multidisciplinary perspective contribute to a comprehensive understanding of the complexities involved in public governance. Public administration involves the management of public resources, including finances, personnel, and information. Efficient resource allocation and utilization are essential for the successful implementation of government policies and programs. The concept of public service is central to the foundation of public administration because public servants are dedicated, take note, are dedicated to serving the public interest, and their actions should be guided by a sense of duty and responsibility towards the well-being of the community. The impact of globalization in public administration cannot be ignored because the interconnectedness of economies and the sharing of information across borders have necessitated a more collaborative and adapted approach to governance. And last, of course, moreover, technological advancement have transformed the way public administration functions. E-government initiatives, data analytics, and digital communication tools have become integral to improving the efficiency and accessibility of public service. Lastly, public administration faces ongoing challenges, including issues related to bureaucracy, political interference, and the need for continuous innovation. Scholars and practitioners in the field continually strive to address these challenges and enhance the effectiveness of public administration in fulfilling its responsibility to the society. No? Again, public administration is an essential part of a society and a dominant factor in life in the modern age, which has been the emergence of what has applied been called the administrative state. The importance of public administration can be gauged from the fact that it plays an important role in the life of citizen from the time he is born till he dies, as what I have mentioned earlier. Both in the developed and developing countries, public administration has come to play a crucial role in regulating the societies and lives of people. Because the role of public administration in the developing countries as follows. The developing societies are mostly those four continents as like Africa mentioned, Philippines and Asia became independent after the Second World War. So, in view of the economic and political change, administrative system in developing countries must adapt themselves. Maybe because they wanted to meet the changing requirements. Public administration is confronted with heavy burden. Alam natin yan. Growth and development with social justice, that too in the quickest possible time. The challenge faced by public administration in our countries. So the distinguishing features of public administration, developing societies, of course, first, personnel management. Practice in the field of recruitment and promotion are outdated. Merit is not given adequate recognition and encouragement, and public administration is not sufficient to meet the growing requirements of the government. So a huge burden is placed on the administration machinery, hence it is unavailable to bear it. The growing centralization in decision making despite the attempt towards greater delegation and decentralization, and there is the dominance of the generalist administration in the administrative system. the relationship, of course, between the power wielding politicians, and decision implementing public officials is often not as harmonious as it ought to be. And whether we like it or not, hindi naman lahat. Corruption in public administration in most developing countries has been increased enormously. Again, hindi lahat. Again, what we need to look into, of course, is that in a developing countries, public administration increase their government activities, welfare concept of the government, democratic setup, stabilizing force, instrument of social change and evolution of the discipline, changing concepts, good governance, and right now the e-governance. I just want to give more emphasis in e-governance. E-governance, I think you have one course naman or subject in public administration about e-governance. E-governance is sometimes called digital government, as the new system uses internet as the gateway or the means by which people in government get connected to each other. E-governance is considered as an important tool of good governance because the new technologies facilitate the government's capacity to respond more effectively to the needs of people. And the government of the Philippines and many other governments have taken many commendable initiatives in the upgradation of the system, management of partnership arrangement with technology provider, building the trust among the public on the reliability of the system. Again, to sum up, with the great advancement of science and invention of new techniques at all levels of human activity, the problem of maintaining effective coordination between the administration and the rest of the community has assumed great importance. Therefore, the pursuit of great knowledge of public administration becomes the most essential element in the modern times. So the administrative system consequently grows and becomes diverse. Thus, it is obvious that through public administration studies, the administrative branch of the executive organ only, yet its scope is very wide as it varies with the people's conception of a good life. And I think that's it for our introduction.